Hey, what's up? It's another episode of Watch You Strappin. Not exactly watch review. They're not really watch reviews, but they're more of a wristwatch check with a strap of choice to show the pairing, give some people some ideas, just to share it in general. And I would also consider these supplemental reviews, like an add-on to an existing review, if I have one yet, which I do believe I have had one from when I earlier bought this before. As you may or may not know, this has been like a fairly recent rebuy or repurchase, and otherwise also basically consider these kind of short videos or shorter videos to be maybe basically ongoing user experience kind of reviews. So this is the I want to make sure I said it. I believe it's SCEB 0 God dang it. I don't remember these things off the top of my head as I used to. I believe it's a 037, SCEB 037, but check my title and notes. It'll basically have the correct reference number on it. Anyways, really cool chronograph from the mid, I think this is from basically earlier, well, around 2011 to 2014, if I recall correctly. I believe these should be basically JDM releases. Definitely not sold in the United States, but I think very cool. I think there are basically 4 different color variations. This is one of them. I don't have the other reference numbers off the top of my head, but just to mix around the SCEB 04, or is it 3747? Now I'm confused. Whatever I wrote down, just add like 2 digits, like go up 1 or down 2 digits, and you'll probably start to see the other reference numbers pop up on a search. Excuse me, online. And yeah, such a really cool bullhead style chronograph. Love the nice fume dial. It's got this grayish color to it, and it darkens, but sometimes you hit the light just right, it really kind of shines. And so it's really a panda dial. You can see that the sub registers, the sub dials are black. And you have full useful subdials. I mean, you got the running seconds, constant running seconds, that shows that the watch is active on the bottom subdial. Obviously the center seconds is the chronograph, ticks nicely. The one on the left is rapidly going. I believe they say it's a 1/20th of a second counter, and that runs quite rapidly like this for about I think they said 10 minutes, which is quite long actually. Usually a lot of you've seen some chronographs that have like a rapid running sub dial. They usually time themselves out right around like 30 seconds, I think, or maybe a minute or something like that. They don't really go very long because I would think it would use up more battery than it needs to. But anyways, and you can sorry, I'm just recovering from a cough that I got from my kids. But anyways, and then the sub register on sub dial on the right, as you can see, there's actually 2 hands there. It's really cleverly hidden when it's at rest. You won't even know that there was 2 hands there until it starts moving. And it actually does both minutes and hours on here, up to 12 hours. So that's pretty cool. And yes, no useless 24-hour sub dial. I loathe those. Do I really loathe them? I really do not. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth whenever I see one. So I usually will avoid it. Unfortunately, a lot of nice Seiko Speedtimers these days have that, and I just wish they would do something else. I mean, this is not solar, but I don't care. It works. And this thing is pretty damn accurate. I have to check it again today, but ever since I got it back, it's been perfectly at 0 seconds deviation. And even some of my other really good quartz, they'll at least deviate by a second by this point. And it's how long have I had this? Maybe at least 2-3 months, I think. And that date over there on the 4, not a big deal. It's just kind of fairly low key and gets out of the way. And and I just like the applied indices, or if they're not, they kind of look like it, and it gives a perfect symmetry all around. It doesn't get cut off by anything, so that's cool. And it's, you know, just these nice highlights. And I really like the handset, the kind of split stick style, whatever you want to call that. They're they just, when they catch the light just like that, you know, it looks really sharp and nice, and it's very indicative or trademark or very typical, fairly typical. I see these style of handsets on a lot of motorsports racing style of chronographs, and if they're not chronographs, they might be just simple, you know, time only kind of watches, and they might have that. You look at the Nevada Grunchen F77, they say that's a motorsports inspired watch, but and I can kind of see it, but they do have these handsets, and I really do like that. They have a Mark II version, which really improves the case. That's why I sold my F77, was because the case was just the way the lugs hung, and the bracelet kind of separates the way it hangs down. It just breaks the symmetry from case to the bracelet, and it shouldn't be like that, especially if you're going for an integrated bracelet look. It should just flow, and it did break, and you really need a larger wrist on the first version of the S77 to really sell that, and which is weird because the watch is already at 37 millimeters, and a larger wrist is required to really really make the sell the look. But the newest one, they really angled it down, and it fills it up much better. But they did a stupid thing by putting dolphin hands with no lume in it while the dial has lume. I don't know why they bothered to do that. That was stupid. They should just bring back the stick hands, and I'm sure they'll update it. And I talked to the owner at Wind Up in San Francisco, and he did kind of mention that, yeah, they're going to go back to those handsets. I don't know. It just seems like a stupid mistake to introduce the Mark II case with the dolphin hands. I don't know why they couldn't have used the existing handset. But anyways, going back to this watch, really enjoy this one. Really cool style. It's got this kind of Speedmaster and like a classic, and even like maybe a Mark II or is it Mark III version where they have the hooded lugs. I got it off the bracelet. It's pretty tight inside the lug spacing here because they're hooded, but I found a strap. I was gambling. I don't know if it would work, but I wanted a rally strap, but I didn't want to. I don't know. I just wasn't. I could, but I felt compelled not to go with the typical rally strap. I don't like the 3 holes. Those are too big. Those styles usually. I don't like to see that much skin through my strap, to be honest. Although it would be kind of period correct, I just don't really like that look that much, and I wanted to veer away from the typical perforated rally strap, which usually has like a alternating set of holes that don't perfectly see how all the holes are like lined up across and downward. Usually they don't do that. Usually it alternates, so it would be like a 3 and then a 2 hole and then a 3, then a 2 and 3 and 2 and so forth, going down the strap. And it'll kind of create like a sort of semi-zigzag pattern, which is fine. And then usually sometimes those style will have alternate hole sizes. Like some will be a set of big ones and maybe a set of small ones, or maybe the big ones would only be in the center. But those looks cool, but I didn't want to go with that. I saw this one on Amazon. I'll leave a link. I don't remember the name of the brand, but it's not too bad. It's around $21 or something like that. So the price is decent, and the quality seems good. It got good ratings, and they come in basically this, a dark brown, and I think a lighter like tan, kind of basically a brownish color, but a lighter one. Brush hardware, and it's nice. It doesn't look too thin. It looks appropriately sized. This is I believe this should be 20 millimeters, and it's not a huge taper. It probably just goes down to 18 by down here, but there is a slight taper you can see. But I wanted it to look clean. I like the uniformity of it. It just makes it. I mean, there's a lot of holes, but in a way, that as itself looks like one complete pattern going through the strap on both sides. And I didn't want contrast stitching this time. I wanted to just keep it clean so that it's a nice sporty motorsport look, which this watch is, and let the case and especially the dial and everything about this watch shine by itself. And yeah, I think it works. That's about it. It's comfortable, no break-in period. My 7-inch wrist here, you got plenty of holes to go up quite a large size, but I would say you may not be able to go much larger, smaller down. I forget if this is the last hole. If there is one more hole, there's just maybe one more. So anything much less than maybe 6 3/4, I don't know. I guess you can kind of use the center holes that are part of this perforated area, but which wouldn't be too bad, but it may start to look a little long. I mean, this doesn't wrap around too badly on my 7-inch wrist. I still got a lot of space off of this side. It doesn't like starts to stick up, but you can imagine. So there we go. Do I have anything else to add? I don't think so. I need to get going. So anyways, that's about it. So thanks for watching and enjoy your watches. I think this looks great on this watch. Something different off of the stock bracelet. And yeah, cool.